here is the light crude market. So you can see in here a great example of cyclical patterns. This on the bottom, these little arcs, if you're brand new here, those are called cycle brackets. That is not an indicator. This is simply a drawing tool, and cycle analysis is an art form. We do this mostly manually. And what you see in here are the repeating rhythms. So each of these lows, you can see how they line up. This is the ideal cycle. This is how it resolved in reality. And you can see how it's really perfect. This, when it rallies up and makes a higher bottom, it's bullish. Then you expect it to make a higher high, which it did. But when it rallies and briefly makes a higher high, way on the left side, it's called a left-hand translation. And then if it breaks the key support, as you can see happened right over there, then what that tells you is negative. And yes, this fell right through the cycle low period over here. Bottom just a little bit early. And then you got into the next cycle. Well, on the intermediate patterns, it was suggestive of the fact that you could get a test of these lows, which you have right over here. And now we're getting into a period where it's likely to start repairing itself and get some basing going on in there. So what we're calling for is a bottoming this coming week. In other words, it might come down, take out those lows below the 36 level, maybe getting even down as low as this support down over here, which is at about 35.15 or so. So somewhere down over here in the next, we'll call it 3 to 5 days, and then begin the next rally up into this next resistance zone. This next cycle, were it to be a bullish cycle, in other words, make the bottom here and then have a higher bottom here, would then set up a better period out there. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're calling for some modest downside still, and then putting a bottom in. Momentum negative that you can see here in the slim ribbon. It went neutral and then went negative again. So that's a pretty negative occurrence. When it turns negative, there's a lot of negatives there, and it's going to have to repair itself also, get into a positive momentum before it can really move up. Some of the evidence, well, intermediate pattern and short-term patterns are bottoming. We expect lows to come very soon, and then attempt to begin to get to the upside. And if you want to know where our upside targets are, watch the Future Speak show on Wednesday. Do not miss that. So, like crude, we think lows are coming pretty soon.